It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging GATE contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
where you put your knowledge to test.
and battle it out with the best.
To bring out the best in you, Unacademy Combat is the most competitive, gamified contest for GATE till date, with the best of the questions by best educators.
With detailed video solutions from top educators right after each contest.
Combat live with peers to get real-time rankings and win big.
Participate in every contest to improve your ratings.
Challenging contests every fortnight or alternate Sunday. Live ranking after every question. Big rewards for top rankers. Your passion to crack GATE deserves this. Your hard work towards your dream deserves this. Fuel your inner fire for the ultimate GATE challenge. Unacademy Combat. Register now. It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging GATE contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
Where you put your knowledge to test.
and battle it out with the best.
To bring out the best in you,
Unacademy Combat is the most competitive, gamified contest for GATE till date, with the best of the questions by best educators.
With detailed video solutions from top educators right after each contest.
Combat live with peers to get real-time win big.
participate in every contest to improve your ratings.
Challenging contests every fortnight or alternate Sunday. Live ranking after every question. Big rewards for top rankers. Your passion to crack GATE deserves this. Your hard work towards your dream deserves this. Fuel your inner fire for the ultimate GATE challenge. Unacademy Combat. Register now.
हेलो गाइस, कैसे हैं आप सब? A very good evening to all of you. I hope you all are fine and your preparations are going excellent. Good evening everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening to this session. Hello Arunopal, how are you? Sorry guys, for the past couple of days the internet connection was giving me a lot of trouble. I had to get a new connection within 48 hours in order to continue the classes. I am extremely sorry. Good evening Munna Chaudhary. New to my class. Come on guys, hurry up. Join the session quickly. Come on, come on, come on. आ जाइए, आ जाइए, आ जाइए. तो चलिए स्टार्ट करता हूं. I think without wasting any more time, we should start this session. A very important session today. So for those who don't know me, my name is Manish Mishra. I secured an All India rank of 568 in GATE 2015, and since then I have been teaching GATE and ESE aspirants. The cumulative experience that I have is 5 years and plus, and the subjects that I primarily take are manufacturing, industrial, OR and material science. Okay Chaudhary ji, Very nice. Nice to see your dedication. I hope you have watched my previous lectures. And don't worry if you haven't, this session is going to be completely independent. एकदम इंडिपेंडेंट यूनिट पढ़ने वाले हैं भाई. कोई जरूरी नहीं है पिछली क्लास अटेंड करना है या कुछ पिछला समझना. कंप्लीटली न्यू चैप्टर है. आ जाओ भाई, आ जाओ, आ जाओ, जल्दी आ जाओ, जल्दी आ जाओ, जल्दी आ जाओ. कहाँ रह गए, कहाँ रह गए? खत्म हो गया भाई मशीन डिजाइन. कम ऑन गाइस. चलिए. People are delaying today's class. I don't know why they are not joining yet. So guys, let us just straight away move into this. In this current module, we are dealing with industrial engineering and operations research. Hi Ashwin. I am fine Ashwin. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you are fine too. I am really sorry that the last couple of days I was not able to take the classes because of the internet connection issue. Now I have got that fixed. Chaliye, people are joining now. Where are Sanjay Jaiswal and Sanjay Gupta? Where is Karthikeyan? Hello Neelaj. Okay, let me just move on. So guys, even though day before yesterday we started this session of queuing models but was unable to carry on the class because of the internet connection, and yesterday also the same thing happened. The internet connection was very poor, so I could not take the class. So now I will be taking queuing model, a very important topic in the industrial engineering and operations research module. So guys, let's not waste any more time and straight away get into this. So dosto, what is queuing? What is queuing? Let us first understand the word queue. So queue means line. Queue simply means line. Whenever we go to other system, whenever we go to a system, any place where there are customers arriving and getting service. Suppose you went on to your favorite restaurant on a Sunday evening. Mostly on Sunday evenings or on weekends, restaurants are jam packed, especially the good ones. And you know what happens when we reach there? We just have to stand outside. They just give us a token or something like that and ask us to wait outside. And when the current consumers or customers, they finish their meal, then only we get the chance. Okay. So any system, whether it is a real system like a restaurant, an ATM machine, a barber shop, or any place where there are customers arriving, customers keeps on coming, and there are very few stations or very few points where we take service. Like in case of a barber shop, you must have seen that at various barber shop there is only one barber, one chair, okay, and that single barber alone cuts the hair. Clear concepts are one day of time away from us, bro. Ashwin. Thanks, Arunopal. Guys, I'm really missing others. Where are they? I don't know what happened to them. If you guys have some sort of group or something, just ask them to join. The class is already going on. So what I was saying, whether it is a real system like a barber shop or let's say it is a virtual system like some website You must have seen the IRCTC website where we go and book tickets, train tickets. You must have seen that because the number of tickets available are very less, and because the servers that IRCTC keeps are very less in number, whenever a large number of people try to book those tickets, something or other happens. Something or other happens. Okay. So guys, this is not by virtue. It's not like it is just happening as it is. Okay. Everything has been fed to the system. Everything has been fed to the system. You must have seen that the restaurant owners, when you go on a particular weekend, when the restaurant is jam packed, they do not treat the customers who are waiting in the queue like they are treating them in a way that, oh, you will get the chance to eat, go somewhere else. They don't do like that. Okay, na? They treat you like the customers, any other customers that are inside their shops. They treat you very well. They make you sit in a particular lounge space or in a particular area where they make arrangements by keeping chairs, or they put television out there, or they might make some other arrangements by keeping some magazines or other stuff like that. Okay, so all these things are there just to enhance the overall aura of the system. Okay, let me try to explain my point first. You must have seen in the barber shop, there are generally 3 or 4 chairs, or 3 or 4 people are there who usually cut the hair or give you service. Whatever service you required, whether you need a shaving, whether you need a facial, or whether you need a haircut. In a barber shop, there are generally 3 or 4 service providers. But whenever you go to the barber shop, and mostly we go on weekends, when the barber shop is like crazy packed, or say extremely busy, lot of customers on that day, lot of customers on the weekend, because mostly people have holidays on weekends. So what do? We have holidays on weekends, so we will go to the barber shop in order to get our haircuts on weekends. So you must have seen that in the barber shop, although there are 4 service providers, but in that barber shop, in that saloon, you must have seen they keep very nice large comfy sofas, large flat screen televisions. Sometimes even nowadays I have seen they are providing free Wi-Fi and everything. Why they do all that? Because guys, remember, the businessman or the barber who is running that business particular system, he is well aware of the fact that there will be certain situations due to shortage of service providers. There will be certain moments when a lot of customers will come to the shop, and because of the shortage of the service providers, those customers will have to wait. They will have to fall in queue. Guys, queue or does not always mean that you have to stand in a line. In a barber shop, we come to the system, we go to the shop, and we just randomly sit there. Nobody tells us that, oh, you are second in the line or you are third in the line, but we just go and sit there. And the barbers, they are well aware of the fact that who has come inside the shop first, they will be cutting his or her hair first. So I hope you are getting my point. In order to run the business smoothly, in order to retain its customer, in order to make its customer wait in the system, because the barber is well aware of the fact that there can be a situation when the customers will have to wait, they have made certain arrangements. They have provided the facility of a flat screen TV or free Wi-Fi or whatever kind of entertainment they can give, so that they can retain the customers. They can make the customers wait and make the customer take their service and grow their revenue, grow their business. So guys, let me tell you how queuing theory or queuing models will be helping us in order to understand this. Okay, now listen to me. Before we get on to this, let me just tell you something. Let me just tell you something. Whenever we go in a system where there is a chance of having a line, whether it is an ATM machine or a restaurant or a saloon, etc. Any place where there is a possibility of having a line. As a customer guys, what are the things that I will be concerned of? एक कस्टमर के तरीके से सोचूं, एक कस्टमर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से सोचूं, तो वो क्या चीजें हैं जो मुझे कंसर्न हैं? As a customer, what are the things that should concern me? Number one, it is the length of the queue. What is the length of queue? Length of queue simply means, suppose I went to a saloon and I saw that 4 people are getting service. 4 different people are sitting on 4 different chairs and 4 different men are providing them service. Now I saw that 5 people are sitting on the sofa. 5 people are sitting on the sofa. This gives me a clear-cut indication that these 5 people are basically waiting in order to get the service. Now if I will join the system, if I will go and sit in the saloon, I will become the 6th person on the sofa. Now my concern is these 5 people, those who are ahead of me. These 5 people, those who are ahead of me, because I know that these 4 are getting the service. As soon as one of them will get up, one of these 5 will go and take that chair. So my concern is these 5 people. As soon as the queue has 5 people, my concern is these 5 people, because I am the 6th person. My chance will come only after these 5. So as a customer, the number one thing that I am concerned of is the length of queue. That how many people are there in the queue, how many people are basically waiting in order to get the service. Now the second thing, this is the first thing that concerns me. Now the second thing that concerns me is the length of the entire system. Length of system. Guys, don't worry, I have prepared the complete slide. I will be sharing this PDF along with the PDF of sequencing model and forecasting today on the Telegram channel. That is my promise. Okay, I was basically organizing certain things because the notes that I make in the YouTube session, they becomes very clumsy. So I was sorting that out, making them more organized, trying to write everything via typing and so that you can able to read each and everything properly, and I will be sharing the notes on Telegram channel today. So do not worry about that. Okay. So guys, the second thing that we are concerned is that is the length of system. Now what is length of system? What is length of system? Guys, as I just mentioned, that if I am the 6th person who is going to wait, who is going to sit on the sofa, I know that 4 people are taking the service. Now, there are instances when I am mostly concerned about the number of people sitting in the sofa or waiting in the queue, waiting in the line. But there can be a situation also when I am also concerned about these 4 people. Suppose you go to one saloon and you saw that one person is sitting on a chair and taking service and he is consuming like hell amount of time. He has some fight with his wife or some his son, and now he has come to the saloon and he has asked the saloon guy, do facial, do shaving, then give me another this and another that, give me a good haircut, then color my hair, then give me manicure, pedicure, do waxing also. Okay, so he is dedicated to the saloon, entirely dedicated to the saloon, and people are getting frustrated that this guy is sitting there for hours and hours and not giving others any chance. Okay, so guys, what I am saying here is There are instances when we completely focus ourselves on the length of queue, or what matters to us is the length of the queue or people waiting in the system in order to require or acquire service. But then there can be certain instances also when we are concerned about the people who are also taking service. I hope you all are getting my point. All I am saying is that there can be certain instances, like let's say for example an ATM machine. We all know that if we go to an ATM machine and four people are waiting outside the ATM machine in order to take the service, and we see that one person is inside the ATM, he is taking the cash out. So I know that if one person is inside, he is going to take only 2 to 3 minutes, not more than that. Sometimes people take even 15 minutes in the ATM machine. I don't know what they do, but mostly, majority of time in a ATM machine, a person will be spending around 2 to 3 minutes of time. So that person might not be of concern to me because I know that is 2 3 minutes. What matters to me is the length of queue, the people that are waiting outside the ATM machine. But when I go to a saloon, the people that are sitting on the sofa, that also matters to me, along with the people who are sitting on the chair and taking service, getting haircuts. Because I don't know what amount of time they will be taking there. I hope you are getting my point. So as a customer, I have told you these are the two things that concerns me. One is the length of queue, other is the length of system. Remember guys, when I say length of system, this basically means length of queue plus number of customers taking service. When I say system, it simply means people that are in the queue, that is this 5 people plus this 4 people that are taking the service. As a customer guys, another thing that matters to me. Guys, if you are getting all my points, just write something in the comment box so that I know that all of you are there in the class. Okay. Keep writing something here and there. It keeps the teacher engaged. Otherwise, it is very hard for the teacher to just look into the camera and continuously speak without getting any sort of response from the students. I hope you are getting my point. Just keep this a two-way connection. Otherwise, it becomes extremely difficult, guys. So now the third point. The third point is waiting time in the queue. Ashutosh Gupta is saying ये तो gate में आता ही नहीं है. Ashutosh, it comes in the gate, man. It comes in the gate examination. I mean, I can show you 10 instances, 10 questions that have came from the queuing model. It is a very important topic as far as the gate examination is concerned. Okay, and you have to understand the basics in order to just go to the numerical section. Okay, Ashutosh, I hope I have cleared your point. So the next thing that matters to me is the waiting time in queue. And one more thing that matters, the last one, is the waiting time in system. Ashutosh, I try to keep my sessions as much as GATE or ESE centric. Okay, I only deliver that content which is genuinely valid as far as the GATE and ESE examination is concerned. My intent is not at all giving all the rubbish. Okay, so I try to be cut short. So please focus here because I am already only targeting those topics that are there in the GATE and ESE examinations. Okay. So what is waiting time in the queue? Let me just mark this as WQ and mark this as WS. Now you guys must have understood what is length of queue, what is length of system. Guys, one more thing that is of concern as a customer is the waiting time in the queue. I mean, if you go to an ATM machine, okay, if you go to an ATM machine, you are more concerned about the length of the queue, the number of people that are waiting outside the ATM machine. But You know that generally in an ATM machine, people do not take that much time. So per person, it will take around 2 minutes of time to take service. So if I can see that 5 people are ahead of me, I can simply calculate that it will roughly take around 10 to 15 minutes before my chance will come. But guys, there are situations, there are instances, there are different systems. Suppose in case of a restaurant, okay. Suppose in case of a restaurant, now you see that 4 people are there in the queue. 4 people are there in the queue. 4 people are ahead of you. 4 families are ahead of you, waiting in the queue. You are the fifth family. Now you know that when 4 tables will get vacant, then these 4 will occupy those tables. They will take around 30 minutes, 40 minutes, or even 1 hour time in order to order their meal, getting it on their table, then eating it, then having dessert. So 1.5 hours has gone. So what I am saying is that sometimes, although there are less people in the queue, but the waiting time matters, not the queue length, because the amount of time that a customer will be waiting or the amount of time that a customer will require to take the service will be large in that system. So different system, different scenarios. Depend length and speed of machine. Yes, Munna. Okay, now you are getting my point. So guys, remember, as a customer in different types of systems, different kinds of things would concern me. In some situation, only the length of queue will matter. In some situation, length of system will matter. In some situation, the waiting time in queue will matter. And in some situation, the waiting time in the system will also matter. So I hope all these 4 things are clear to you. Because guys, remember, these 4 are basically the pillars of this entire chapter. These 4 are basically the pillars of this entire chapter. The entire queuing theory or queuing model is completely based on these 4 things. I don't know why people, whenever they teach queuing theory or queuing model, they do not discuss these 4 things first. But these are the things on which the entire queuing theory or the queuing model is based on. That is the length of queue, the length of system, the waiting time in the queue, and the waiting time in the system. So let me move on and tell you something. The entire idea of queuing theory is, or the entire idea behind the queuing model or this chapter is, if these 4 things, length of queue, length of system, waiting time in the queue, waiting time in the system, these 4 things are primarily concerned of the customers. These 4 things are of primary concern to the customer, then it is of more importance to the business owner or the system organizer. Whoever is in charge of the system, whoever is in charge of the saloon, whoever is in charge of the restaurant, for them, these 4 things are more important. Because guys, remember, the entire revenue model, the entire business structure of a restaurant and saloon, it depends on the consumer. If the consumer is satisfied, if the consumer is happy, then the entire business will be blossoming. But if the customer is unsatisfied, then the business will definitely go down. So all I am saying is that if for a customer these 4 things matters, then for the restaurant owner and the salon owner, these 4 things are more important. They will take more care. They will take more precautions of these 4 things. Okay. So now guys, listen to me. What queuing theory basically does, let me just explain you this. What queuing theory basically does, queuing theory or queuing models, whatever you say, queuing theory basically asks certain data. Queuing theory demands certain data. To be very precise, it asks 6 different sets of data. Queuing theory asks you 6 different things. 6 certain datas, and with the help of this data, along with the concept of probability distribution, along with the concept of probability distribution, what I am saying is queuing theory asks these 6 parameters, 6 datas, and along with these 6 datas, guys, I will interrupt this class for 1 minute. My neighbor's dog is barking a lot and it is disturbing the class. Give me 1 minute, okay? Okay, let me continue. I am saying that queuing theory basically asks you 6 different data points, certain 6 things it asks you, and along with the concept of probability distribution, it use these 6 data points and make use of the concept of probability distribution and simply tells us these 4 things. That is what queuing theory is all about. In brief, this is what queuing theory is all about. Guys, just listen to me. If the barber gets the information about the length of the queue, if the salon owner, by providing some data points, can get the value of the length of queue, or he can get the value that this number of people, let's say he will get the value of LQ as 10. The LQ value of 10 signifies that in general or on an average 10 customers are always in the queue in the saloon. If the barber can get this information that 10 people on an average are always waiting in the queue. Remember this, guys. This is very, very important. It is hard for me to explain via YouTube or online, but I am trying myself. I am giving my level best to make sure that you guys can understood this concept. I am saying on an average. I am not saying that always 10 people will be waiting in the queue. मैं कह रहा हूं कि on an average, if the barber or the saloon owner can have an information that 10 people on an average are waiting in the queue. There can be an instance when no people will be there in the queue. There can be an instance when 50 people will come in the queue, when 2 people will be there in the queue. But I am saying if you will get the value that on an average 10 people are there in the queue, then he will make all sorts of arrangement for these 10 people. He will have a sofa that can accommodate 10 people. He will have the television placed in such a way that all the 10 people can enjoy the television. He will have the Wi-Fi connection in such a way that at least 10 people can join the connection. I hope you all are getting my point. So if the salon owner can have this knowledge, information in advance, it will be able, or he will be able to modify certain things inside the system that can help him retain those 10 customers on an average and can increase the revenue. Otherwise, people have a tendency that, oh, we will have to wait, let's go to some other salon. If the restaurant owner can get the information that the waiting time in the queue is 20 minutes, on an average, people have to wait 20 minutes in order to reach to the table. So what he will do? He will make all kinds of arrangements so people can wait 20 minutes. He can provide some free food, some starters for free, so that people who are waiting inside the queue, they can enjoy those starters. I hope you all are getting my point. These are genuine points by which a restaurant owner or a salon owner can enhance his or her business. So all I am saying is, if by providing some data, if by giving certain data points, these values are available to these system or these owners of business, restaurant owner, salon owner will know this in advance, they will definitely take precautions or measures to retain these customers. They will make sure that they do something so that the customer will wait 20 minutes in order to take the service. I hope you all are getting my point. I hope you all are getting my point. So all queuing theory does that it basically asks you 6 different data, and using the using the concept of probability distribution, it processes these 6 data points and provide us with these 4 values. Simply provide us with these 4 values, and once we have these 4 values, we can utilize these values with whatever way, whatever angle we have in the business. I hope you all are getting my point. Now let's just jump into the section. Let's just jump into the definition first. What is queuing? All situations where customers are involved, such as restaurants, cafeterias, cinema halls, banks, post office, petrol pumps, airline counters, patients in clinics, etc., are likely to have waiting lines. Generally, the customer expects a certain level of service, whereas the firm providing service facility tries to keep the cost minimum while providing the required service. So basically, this queuing theory is all about keeping the balance, optimizing the situations. Okay. Now, characteristics of queuing model. What are the characteristics of queuing model? Guys, I have given you examples like a saloon, a restaurant. So now consider these technical terms. Just consider these technical terms. We have to understand these terms before we proceed, because I will be using these terms again and again, and I would like all of you to understand them when I give you some question. So number one thing, calling population. What is calling population? Guys, calling population simply means your customers base. Okay, when I say that when I talk about Unacademy, let's say I talk about Unacademy. Okay, so Unacademy is basically targeting those students who are preparing for competitive examinations. Unacademy has a revenue model which is based on the number of people, the number of students who are preparing for the competitive examinations. Unacademy is providing service to those customers who are willing to compete in competitive examinations. So Unacademy have a calling population of all those students who are appearing in some or other form of competitive exams. The customers that Unacademy will target will only be those customers who are willing to participate in a competitive exam. Somebody who is 50 years old, Unacademy will not target that customer, because that is not at all the customer of Unacademy. When I say a case of a saloon or a restaurant, then in case of a saloon or a restaurant, the calling population, it has no limit. The calling population is basically infinite. Why? Because guys, remember, if I have a saloon, I have the possibility that the entire city or the entire town can become my customer, can take service from me. Everybody needs a haircut at some point of time, and they will need a haircut every month or every 2 weeks. So people will keep on repeating. So the customer base is infinite. I hope you all are getting my point. All I am saying is that for Unacademy, the business model is such that they will have to target a certain demographic of customers, a group of customers. So their calling population is very limited. They will be targeting only those customers who are preparing for the competitive examination, whereas for a saloon or a restaurant owner, any of the public that is available around them can be their customers. And they can be their customers again and again. Someone who likes eating at a restaurant, they will go to that restaurant twice a week. That is what calling population is. Now queue, what is queue? So guys, just consider the situation that there is a saloon, and in that saloon, this is a sofa. So there are 5 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people are waiting in the sofa, sitting on the sofa and waiting in the line or in the queue in order to get service. And these 3 stations, 1, 2, 3, these are basically service stations. Let me write this properly. These are basically service stations or places where customers are actually seeking service. So three people are basically getting their hair cut. So these are the service station. Even if one of the people will move out of the system, will move out of the saloon, this one will occupy its place. So a queue is one part, a service facility or a service point is another part, and both combined we call that as the system. So a system is basically from the queue up until the point one leaves the system. One enters the system, joins the queue, one leaves the system after taking the service. So this is the entire characteristic of the queuing model. In a queuing model, people that are out of this calling population, whatever business you are running, from your calling population, the people basically which you are calling, those people will be your arrivals. Those people will be your arrivals. They are arriving so that they can join the system, take service, or wait in the queue. And those people who are leaving are the departures. Those who are leaving the system. They have taken the service, now they have left the system. Now let's just dig more into this. Guys, let me ask you something. Do you guys, is my conversation in English suitable for every one of you, or do you want me to speak Hindi as well? Please clarify this. Okay, I decided to take my lectures completely in English because a lot of students demanded that English should be the choice of this class. That's why I opted for English. लेकिन अगर हिंदी भी आप लोग चाहते हैं, then I will be conversing in Hindi also. Okay, so it is up to you, because every day I get only 1 hour 30 minutes on YouTube, and I have to make the best out of that in order to provide free content to everybody, as it is the demand of the Unacademy team that we should be providing as much free content as possible. You must have seen, guys, educators on Unacademy are completely focused on YouTube or on the special class. We are giving as much free content as possible because it is the demand of the Unacademy platform or the Unacademy management. They want to help the students in the best possible way. अरुणोपाल is saying हिंदी में फील आता है सर, आप दोनों में पढ़ा दीजिए सर. मणिकांता is saying English. If you want, you can use both. English is okay for me, but if Tamil is available, I feel comfortable. Ashwin, I can't speak Tamil. English proceeds, sir. English more comfortable. Okay, guys, what I will do, for those who are forcing me to speak English, let me tell you something. I will be first speaking in English, and then I will be conversing that very same statement in Hindi also. So do not get confused or do not feel like that कि sir तो हिंदी बोल रहे हैं, sir is speaking in Hindi, he might have said something that we do not understood and we skipped that part. I will be saying everything in English first and then in Hindi also, so that some people who are Hindi bhashi can get the feel. Okay. Although यार इंग्लिश में भी फील आता है, ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है, इंग्लिश में भी फील आ जाता है. चलो, वो बैटमैन डार्क नाइट में जब जोकर हिंदी बोलता है ना कि नमस्कार सज्जनों सजनियों कैसे हो, तो बेटा मजा नहीं आता है, ठीक है ना. जब वो इंग्लिश बोलता है ना, तभी आपको फील उसमें भी आता है. तो इट इज ऑल अबाउट हाउ वन स्पीक्स. That's what matters basically. So guys, let me just proceed. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just dig deep into this. So guys, now I will be discussing some technical terms. So what is a customer? A customer is the arriving unit that requires some service to be performed. The customers may be a person, a machine, vehicle parts, etc. Guys, remember, queuing theory. Why this is happening here? Why this part is getting cut? Okay. Let me just move this here. So, remember guys, These multiple screens that I have to keep. Even if you taught in unknown languages, it feels us very much, sir. Thank you, Gopal. That's quite a comment. Okay, so guys, what is a customer? Okay, as I said, the calling population, those who are coming in the system to join the system in order to get the service, they are basically the customers. Now it says that the customers can be a person or a machine, vehicle, parts, etc. Guys, remember, queuing theory is not at all restricted to salons or restaurants. As I said, any system, whether it is virtual or real, कैसा भी system हो, virtual हो, real हो, whether it is a website or whether it is a manufacturing unit where there is a possibility of line. Okay, there can be a situation in a manufacturing unit when some job is taking a large amount of time, and meanwhile many jobs are getting in the line so that they can also take benefit for that process. So in queuing, anything which is an arrival, हर वो चीज जो आ रही है सिस्टम में ताकि उसको सर्विस मिल जाए, उसको अपन कस्टमर बोलेंगे. कस्टमर नॉट नेसेसरली मींस पर्सन हियर. इट कैन बी अ मशीन, इट कैन बी अ व्हीकल, इट कैन बी एनी पार्ट, इट कैन बी anything which is getting inside a system in order to take some service, and he has to wait in the system in order to require or acquire that service. ठीक है बेटा, चलिए आगे बढ़ता हूं. लेट मी मूव ऑन. What is calling population input source? I have already told you this. Okay, I have given you the example for Unacademy and Saloon also. What is the difference in that? Now let me move on to the next thing, that is system. What is system? I have already discussed what is system. The system starts from the very moment when a person or a customer enter and to that instant when the customer exits. So the entire queue, that is the sofa, as well as the entire service station, this complete facility is called as the system. I have already told you this. Let me move on. What is the queue? The queue is the sofa, guys. The queue is the sofa. In case of the saloon, the queue is the sofa. It is that place where the persons will have to wait, or the customers will have to wait in order to get their service. Then what is service channel? As I have mentioned, these 4 points, these 3 points, 1, 2, 3 are the service station. People usually go and sit on that chair in order to take the service. Now next, arrival rate. Very important. Let me just draw 2 stars here. Very, very important. Let me come back to this point. थोड़ी देर में आता हूँ इस पे. ठीक है ना? Arrival rate क्या होता है? Then service rate क्या होता है? Let me come back to this also. This is very, very important. These two are the most important thing. Most important, arrival rate and service rate. We have to understand this very, very specifically. Now what is service rule? Guys, service rule is, it gives information about the queue discipline, which means the order by which the customer is being picked from the waiting line in order to provide service. So guys, you must have seen in most of the situations where there is a possibility of a line, or where you are basically waiting in a line, whether it is a saloon or a restaurant or an ATM, this type of service rule, first come first serve, it is applied in 99% of the situations. 99% of the situations, first come first serve situation is there, कि जो पहले आएगा उसको पहले सर्विस मिलेगा. One who will come first get the service first. In a saloon, if you have reached inside the saloon before me, if you are waiting for more time than me, then you will be getting the service first. If I am getting the service first, it is a situation when somebody will get into a fight. Okay, that usually happens in this country. Then last come first serve. Yes guys, this can also be a situation when the person who have come last, who is making the last entry, he is the one who is getting the service first. This happens when you are loading something in a truck. Loading, unloading of truck. Whenever you load a truck, the first thing that you have kept inside the truck, it usually goes to that interior part, and the last thing that you have kept in the truck, it is on the very last part or on the exit part. So when you will unload those products, you will first give service to that product which you have kept last. Similarly, that used to happen when madam used to say that your timings are over, please submit your copies. Please submit your test copies. Your time is over. Time is over. We used to submit our copies, and the person who used to submit on the very last, his or her copy gets checked first. Very dangerous situation. Sometimes teachers used to start checking the copies in the class only. The test got over in 45 minutes. She still have 15-20 minutes remained in the lecture. She started checking the copies. So somebody who has submitted the copy on the very last, his copy gets checked first. He gets all the beatings. Okay. So that happens. Then service in random order. Service in random order in parties. In parties. Shadi party bhaiya. You go to a particular marriage party or something, wedding party, reception, where you have the facility to eat. So nobody says you that just fall in line. He has come first, he should be eating first. He has come last, he should be eating first. It is random. है ना? It is on your own will. Whenever you feel like picking up the plate, you pick up the plate, enjoy the buffet. Nobody will ask you anything. Okay. So in parties, usually this happens. Usually, whenever I go to a party or a reception, I am the first person who picks up the plate. Okay. So that's it. That's the example. Then priority treatment. Priority treatment also happens. VIP quota. In India, we call this as VIP quota. There are people, there are customers who are being given VIP treatment. You must have seen in Tirupati Balaji or in some popular temples across the country. Okay, they have a separate VIP line. You must have seen in Shirdi Sai Baba. I went to Shirdi Sai Baba a couple of years back. I remember I was waiting in the line. I reached there in 4 in the morning and I had to join the queue. People arrived there earlier than 4 in the morning. And I remember I stood in the queue for 6 hours. And at around 10 a.m., when the temple got open, after standing for 6 long hours, I got the chance to visit Sai Baba. That is the craze that is there. But there were people who came at around 10, 10:30 or at 9, 9:30 and they were moving about like in a separate line. Big fat rich people with their glowing skin and everything, having a gold chain in their neck, having gold watches, Rolex. Those VIP people, those MLAs, MPs, okay, they get priority treatment in a queue or in a line. So guys, I hope you all are getting my point. I hope you all are getting my point. So now let me just discuss these two things very specifically: arrival rate and service rate. Okay, arrival rate and service rate. What is arrival rate and service rate? It is the average number of customers arriving per unit time. It is denoted by lambda. Okay, guys, let me just tell you something. Initially, I told you all that queuing theory will demand 6 certain data, 6 specific data points, and then it will use the concept of probability distribution to tell you these 4 things, which are very important for the customer. So it is important for you also. Now let me just talk about these 6 data points. What are these 6 data points? Let me just write down these 6 data points here. The first is lambda, that is average arrival rate. Out of those 6, the first is lambda. Second is mu, that is average service rate. What is this? What is lambda? What is mu? I will be telling you. Don't have to worry about anything. Okay. Then the third thing, number of servers or number of service channels. Like in this case, like the example that I have given you here, there are 3 service channels or 3 servers, 3 people who are serving. Okay, so there can be a situation where there will be 1 server, or it can be a situation where you will have 10 server. I hope you are getting my point. Okay, so number of servers. Then type of service. What is type of service? Guys, I have already told you the service rules. There are 4 rules: first in, first come, first serve, service in random order, and priority treatment. So these are the type of service. So queuing theory asks you what is the type of service, whether it is first come, first serve, last come, first serve, or service in random order, or any priority treatment you want to give. It also asks what are the number of servers, whether it is a single server system, 2 server, 3 server, 10 server, 15 server, 50,000 servers, whatever it may be, it will ask you. Then it asks number of people. Sorry, let me just correct this. Average number of people in the system. Okay. And last, it asks about calling population. But what is the calling population? Whether it is finite, like for Unacademy, the customers are finite, only those students who are preparing for competitive examinations. So the calling population is very finite, limited. There must be a targeted audience, a number. And for a saloon or a restaurant, although they are a very small setup, they are targeting very few customers, but those customers are repeating customers. People will come on again and again in the restaurant, again and again to the saloon for getting a haircut. So the calling population will become infinite in that case. It will not be finite. So guys, these are the 6 things. These are the 6 things which basically the queuing theory or the queuing model seeks in advance before it can process this data using the concept of probability distribution and can answer those 4 genuine points or concerns, that is length of system, length of queue, waiting time in the system, and waiting time in the queue. Now let me just deal with certain points. I have already discussed number of servers, type of service, calling population. Let me deal with this part, let me deal with this part, and also let me deal with these two, because these two are the most important. I have already mentioned these two are the most important. Okay, so let me explain this to you. Suppose guys, there is an ATM machine. Suppose there is an ATM machine, SBI ATM machine. Okay, now let me just take a very general scenario. What happens outside an ATM machine? Well, people come to the ATM machine in order to get service. Whatever the service they require, whether it is taking out cash, checking balance. Yes, some people do go to the ATM machine to check balance, although it is highly unfortunate, but yes, some people do. So some people go out there to check balance, some people go out there to update their PIN, password, some people go out there to take cash, some people go out there to deposit cash if it is a multiple, that is what SBI is calling nowadays. SBI Konsa center, I forgot. So let's see what happens. Suppose it is 6 a.m. in the morning. 6 a.m. in the morning. If I will sit outside this ATM machine at 6 a.m., I keep a register, I keep a pen, I keep on noting that at what time, what number of people are outside this ATM machine. So if I will sit at this ATM machine at around 6 a.m., I might see 1 or 2 persons, maximum 1 or 2 persons coming to the ATM machine for seeking service. As the time passes by, let's say it is around 8 a.m. Now as it is 8 a.m., some people have woken up, some schools have opened, some colleges might have opened, people have came out of their homes, they are going to their respective workplaces, they need cash, they need money, they might visit the ATM, the numbers increased. So let's say 5 to 6 people are coming to the ATM machine on an average at 8 a.m. Then the time passed and it is 10 a.m. Highly rush hour. Mostly all the offices, workplaces, government places, they starts at around 10 a.m. Lot of people, huge rush. The number went up to 15-20. At 10 a.m., 15 to 20 people on an average are visiting the ATM machine. Then as soon as lunch or noon time, 12 noon, 12 noon occurred. Again the number dropped and we are looking at somewhere around 8 to 9 people. Then again what happened, that lunch time will happen, that is 1 p.m. lunch time will happen. People will move out of their respective spaces in order to take lunch. They again need some cash. So again the number went up to 20 and 15. Then again by 3 p.m. or odd like this, again the numbers declined. Then again by 5 p.m. when the people are coming out of schools and colleges, again the number went up. Again at around 7 p.m. when the offices are getting vacant, people are leaving out of their homes, again they need cash for vegetables, groceries and whatnots, again the number went up. By the time it is 12 midnight, nobody is coming, zero, people are in their homes trying to sleep. At let's say 3 a.m. in the morning, nobody, zero people. Again at 6 a.m. 1 to 2 people are coming. All I am giving you is a situation. All I am giving you is a situation. This happens. This is a reality. Okay, we are discussing this so we can understand a very critical concept. Very important to understand this. So guys, if somebody will ask me that you have this data from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. You have the data of the number of people visiting the ATM machine at different hours of the day, at different times of the day. You have noted what is the arrival, what is the number of people that are visiting the ATM machine. Now on the basis of this, if somebody will ask you, on the basis of this, if somebody will ask you what is the average number of arrival per hour. So guys, remember at some hours there are very few people and at some hours there is huge rush. The numbers went up. So if somebody will ask me what is the average number of arrival per hour, then guys remember on these terms, I simply cannot be averaging these values. I simply cannot be considering 2 plus 6 plus 20 plus 9 plus 10 plus 0 and so on and averaging it. No, it cannot be done. Because remember, certain data points are very rare. If I am saying that 0 people are there in the system, these events are very rare. And if I am saying 15 to 20 people in the system, extreme rush situation, these incidents are also very rare. But these incidents, 5 to 6 people, 8 to 9 people, these are the most occurring events. Guys, remember the Virat Kohli situation. Remember the Virat Kohli scoring situation. Normal distribution. When I explained you guys specifically that the probability of Virat Kohli getting out on 0 is very less. And Virat Kohli scoring above 200 is also very less. Virat Kohli will score somewhere in the range of 50 to 100. Because that is where he scores most of the time. So guys, remember I specifically told you that queuing theory will use the concept of probability distribution. Guys, I am explaining all these things because I have seen other educators' content that is available out there. People just keep on teaching the techniques and ways to solve the question. Yes, that is necessary. We will do that. But before that, it is very important to feel the subject. It is very important to feel the subject. And all I am saying is that because these particular events have different possibility, there are certain situations where there is a more chance that that number will be there in the system. If you will go to an ATM machine, mostly you will find that 3 to 4 people are there waiting. It is very rare that 20, 50 people are in the line. It will only happen when there is notebandi, demonetization. I hope you all are getting my point. So, if somebody will ask me what is the average number of arrival per hour, the first thing that you should understand, this will follow probability distribution. This will follow certain probability distribution. So if somebody will ask me what is the average arrival rate or what is the arrival rate, guys, remember this is the average number of customers arriving per unit time. If I will say that 5 customers are arriving per hour, then I must also signify that this value, arrival rate denoted by lambda 5 per hour, this will follow probability distribution. Okay. So this value that I have set it 5 per hour is an average value. There can be a situation when I am saying 5 per hour on an average are arriving. So guys, remember, I am saying lambda equal to 5 per hour. This is an average value, guys. If I will ask you, if I will say that 5 per hour is the value of lambda and I will ask you how many people will come in 2 hours, then the answer will not be 10. The answer will not be 10. But if I will ask you what is the average number of people coming in the next 2 hours, you can answer me 10. If I will ask you average, if I will use the word average there, then you can answer me 10. But if I will ask you specifically how many people will come in the next 2 hours, you cannot answer 10. Why? No, you know why? Because guys, this 5 per hour is the average value. In the next hour, this 5 number can happen. 5 customers can come. But there is a possibility that more than 5 will come. There is a possibility that less than 5 will come. There is a possibility that 0 customers will come. Because this 5 will be following a probability distribution. 5 per hour, it is that value which has the highest probability, highest possibility. But when I will say probability, even if it is 99.99% probable, there is still 0.001% probability that that event might not happen. So I hope you all are getting my point. I hope you all are getting my point. समझ में आ रहा है? अरे बोलो यार. चलो आगे बढ़ता हूं, है ना? Similarly goes for the service rate, guys. Similarly goes for the service rate. Service rate is denoted by mu. The very example that I have taken for the ATM machine, these are the number of people who are waiting outside the machine. Suppose I am taking the data that how many people at a particular time or a particular duration is getting out of the ATM machine, taking service and getting out. Guys, people are very smart. Those old uncles I have seen, if they want to update their bank balance, or if they want to check that how much balance they have in their account, they do not visit the ATM machine at prime hours. They know that at 10 a.m. there will be rush. Lot of people will be there. And if they will take time in the ATM machine by checking balance, people will shout, "Kya kar rahe ho uncle? Kya kar rahe ho?" That happens, I have seen. You must have also seen. So guys, remember, arrival simply means the customers getting into the system. Service or departure means the people getting out of the system. So as I am saying that there is an average arrival rate, 5 customers on an average are getting inside the system, arriving inside the system, similarly guys, there will be an average service rate. When I say that I have an average service rate of 10 per hour, that means on an average in every 1 hour 10 customers take service and leaves the system. But if somebody will ask me in the next 2 hours how many people will take service, I cannot say 20. On an average, it will be 20. On a very large sample of data, it will be 20. But I cannot say for sure that after 2 hours, 20 people will take service. 20 people can take, might not take. All depends upon probability. So remember, mu also, that is the average service rate, it also follows probability distribution. I know guys, my handwriting is very poor, but all that matters is whether you are able to understand or not. आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं, यही सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात है, ठीक है ना? चलो सुनो, ध्यान से सुनते चलना, ध्यान से सुनते चलना, ध्यान से सुनते चलना, ध्यान से सुनते चलना, ध्यान से सुनते चलना. I have dealt with lambda, I have dealt with lambda, I have dealt with mu, I have dealt with number of servers, the type of service, the calling population. Now it comes to the average number of people in the system. Guys, remember this point very specifically. Remember this point very specifically. On the basis of number of people in the system, on the basis of number of people in the system, queuing model is divided into 2 categories: finite and infinite. Just understand these 2 terms, very important to understand. When I say number of people in the system, it simply means even if somebody has joined the queue, up until the moment he leaves the queue, even if somebody has joined the queue up until the moment he leaves the queue, he is in the system. So let's say we took the example of an ATM machine. So if in an ATM machine a person is standing in the queue in order to take service, then unless and until he is in the queue, then he will go inside the ATM machine, take out the necessary cash required, and then when he will leave the ATM machine, then I will say he is out of the system. So guys, on the basis of number of people in the system, that is number of people who are waiting in the queue plus number of people who are taking service inside the ATM machine, on the basis of that, queuing model is divided into 2 categories: finite and infinite. What is finite? Suppose I say that in a saloon, a maximum of 10 people can sit in the sofa, because the sofa can accommodate a maximum of 10 people. After 10 people, it will become very tight, or what do you say, occupied. So the sofa can accommodate a maximum of 10 people. Then there are only 5 service stations, 5 servers. So overall, if I will see that 15 people, maximum 15 people can be there inside the system. So guys, this is a case of finite model or a finite queuing model system. What it simply means that if the 16th person will come into the system, will try to come into the system, he will get inside the system and check that already 10 people are sitting in the sofa, 5 are taking service. So it is basic civil sense that he should not be joining the queue. He should not be there inside the shop. It is basic common sense. He should go to some other shop or might come on some other day in order to take the service. So he should be leaving the system. So if I talk about a saloon, it is an example of a finite queuing model system where I have a maximum limitation of 15 people in the system. More than 15 people, the 16th one should leave the system. He or she should not be joining the queue. When I say infinite, guys, remember, this is a theoretical possibility. Theoretical possibility. Consider the example of an ATM machine. No sort of notification or no sort of disclaimer or no sort of warning is there outside the ATM machine that only this much people should be waiting in the queue. No notifications regarding that. That only this much people should be waiting outside the queue. No, nowhere it has been written that. But it is basic common sense. Whenever we go visit an ATM machine and we see that already 4 people are there in the machine, and we know that there are lots of ATM machines in our close proximity, we will simply go to some other machine. We will not join the queue. This is basic civil sense. But because there has not been any clear indications that only this much people can join in the queue, theoretically there is a possibility that the number of people that will be there in the system can be infinite. You all must have seen in case of demonetization, when the 2000 notes came, people did not have cash. There were lines outside the ATM machine from this chalk to that chalk. Chalk means circle. People were making queues outside the ATM machine like anything. 100, 200 people waiting outside the ATM machines. I have myself observed that. So guys, remember, if in a particular system there is no limit to the number of people in the system, theoretically there is a possibility of infinite people in the system. Infinite number of people in the system. So guys, remember, on the basis of number of people in the system, queuing model is considered into 2 categories, as finite as well as infinite queuing models. When there is no restriction in the queue, we call that model as an infinite system model. And when there is a restriction, we call this as a finite restriction model. So guys, I hope this is clear to all of you. I hope this is clear to all of you. Let me just proceed. And guys, let me ask you one thing. If I prolong this class by half an hour or 20 minutes, will there be any issue to anybody? If I prolong this session by 20 minutes or half an hour, will there be any issue to anybody? Because remember guys, we have missed 2 classes, and that is a lot of duration, lot of time. 2.5 hours or almost 3 hours of study hours we have lost. So can I extend this class by 20 minutes or 30 minutes? Arunopal is saying, sir, infinite one. Nice humor, nice humor. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Let me proceed. I will be covering this part in a moment's time. Let us first look into this. So guys, the queuing models that we are basically dealing with are called as probabilistic queuing models, where there is a concept of probability, or there is a hint of guess, chance, probability. Those queuing models are called as probabilistic queuing models. Now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 types of different probabilistic queuing models are there. 7 types of different queuing models are there. And every queuing model is different from the other. Every queuing model is different from the other, and that difference basically exists on these 6 parameters, these 6 data points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you can see, These queuing models have different names, and this is one name, MM1 FCFS infinite infinite. If you will check 1 2 3 4 5 6, any name check 1 2 3 4 5 6. These are nothing, guys, these are nothing but the 6 data points that I talked about. The 6 data points that I talked about. Because remember, queuing theory only require these 6 data points, and then with the help of the concept of probability distribution, as I said, for probabilistic queuing models, it will give me these 4 values. What are the 4 values? Length of system, length of queue, waiting time in the queue, waiting time in the system. So wait for all of that. Wait for all of that. We will be going there. We will be considering that point. We will be discussing that in detail, and I will make sure that you guys will be able to solve some beautiful numericals and all those questions that have came in previous gate papers. Those questions will be nothing for you once you are through this. Okay. So let's invest our time. Let's study this properly so that we can go through this. Okay. So guys, remember, I told you these 4 things. I told you these 4 things. Number 1, lambda, average arrival rate, mu, average service rate. Both of these values follows probability distribution. Now comes to the number of server. The third point, the number of servers. So guys, remember, the number of servers can be from 1 to n. There can be a situation where there will be one customer or one server, only one person sitting at the salon shop cutting hair. There could be 2, there could be 3, 4, 5, there could be 100 service channels. You must have seen at the railway ticket counter, there are 5 different ticket counters. Okay, and people are basically coming in a queue. People are coming in a queue and they are going at any one of the stations if somebody is there to provide you service. Okay, so there can be 5 servers, there can be 1 server, 10 server, whatever may be the case, but all I am saying is there can be a situation where there will be 1 to n servers. Guys, I hope this session is not getting boring for you. I hope I am delivering this session the way it should be delivered, because I know it is a bit boring, but it is necessary for us to understand all these things. Then type of service. I have already told 4 type of service, that is FCFS, LCFS, SIRO or priority treatment. ठीक है ना? So 4th one we have already covered, first come first serve, last come first serve, then SIRO, and then there will be others also. Okay, so next 5th, average number of people in the system. Guys, I have already discussed this. On the basis of average number of people in the system, people in the systems are classified as either infinite or finite. So the 5th term, there can be n. N can represent 5, 10, 15, 20. How much will be the restriction? Or there can be infinite. Okay, now when I say infinite, it simply means theoretically there is a possibility that there can be infinite people in the system. Okay, next, calling population. So guys, remember, I have told you in case of Unacademy there is a very finite number of customers, n number of customers, or finite. Or for a barber or saloon shop, the calling population is infinite. So again, the 6th parameters can have a value from n to infinite. Let me just write this, n to infinite. The 5th parameter, number of people in the system, can also be n to infinite. 4th parameter can be any of the 3 values, FCFS, LCFS, SIRO. 3rd parameter, number of servers. Number of servers. This can be 1 to n. 1 to n. Okay guys, and the first 2 parameters, average arrival rate, average service rate, denoted by lambda and mu, and definitely remember this, they follow certain probability distribution. Okay guys, let me move on. Now, on the basis of this, on the basis of these 4 values, on the basis of these 6 values, that is lambda, mu, number of servers, type of service, FCFS, LCFS, etc. Number of people in the system, let me write this as X, and number of people, that is the calling population, let me write this as Y. So these 6 parameters, various different permutations and combinations of this, different permutations and combinations of this gave birth to different queuing models. Remember, I have said that the number of people in the system can be n to infinite. You can see at certain positions, at the 5th position there is infinite return, somewhere there is n return, again there is somewhere m return, again there is infinite return. Different permutations and combinations. Again I have said the calling population can also be from n to infinite. So again you can see infinite somewhere, again you can see n somewhere. Permutation combinations. When I say type of service, remember first come first serve. Remember GD, general discipline, or different type of service method. When I said type of servers, number of servers, this can be from 1 to n. This can be from 1 to n. So you can see 1 somewhere, somewhere C, somewhere 1. So number of servers can be finite also, but it can be 1 up to whatever value I feel like keeping it as. Okay. So guys, on the basis of permutation combination of these 6 values, Neelaj is saying, sir, there is another class at 11 a.m. So okay guys, I think I should stop because yes, YouTube hours are allocated to teachers and we have a pool of 8 teachers on the Unacademy GATE Mechanical PIXE YouTube channel. Everybody get their fair share on every day on YouTube, and because the Unacademy team urges us, the management urges us to deliver as much possible content for free to the students. So basically allocating our hours every day, we managed to get only 1.5 hours, and I should not be taking more than that because that will be intrusion for somebody else. Because I know that if somebody will take extra hours before me, that will affect my class. So that will affect somebody else's class also. So I think I should stop at this point. We will be discussing the concepts tomorrow. We will be solving questions tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow I will complete the entire queuing theory. Tomorrow is going to be the last class. No, Arunopal, you do not have to memorize any models. Guys, I am just telling you all these so that you can know, you can understand what is going on here, what is basically we are dealing with. It does not mean you have to mug up everything. You have to remember everything. I am going to make this extremely easy for you guys. I mean, queuing model will become the most easy chapter on the entire syllabus of industrial engineering and OR. Okay. Ashwin, I know the next class is not for GATE, but still because of the hours we have allocated, I will have to strictly adhere to that. I am sorry. So guys, let me just sum up this video, let me just sum up this session. As I have always mentioned that we educators and the Unacademy team, we are completely dedicated to provide free content to all those students who are out there. But remember guys, YouTube has its own limitations. The number one issue with YouTube is that it is not perfectly live. Although the session should be live, but it is not perfectly live. Whatever I say, it gets delivered to you after 30-40 seconds. Although we try our level best to provide free content, and as much free content as possible we provide, but then also guys, remember there are various limitations to YouTube. The interaction with the student and the educator is not optimum. And that experience, that one-to-one interaction, that live interaction we can have on the Unacademy app. And remember, on the Unacademy app also, we educators and the Unacademy team try to provide you with as much free content as possible in terms of special class. But the ultimate experience of learning can only happen on the Unacademy Plus subscription. The ultimate experience can only happen on the Unacademy Plus subscription. I have, as an educator, I am a learner also, I have to learn every day. I go and seek various other platforms also, and I have not seen any platform at all. I have not seen any platform at all which is as good as the Unacademy Plus category. It is very well designed, very well formulated and executed. A Plus subscription learner can watch live classes without any limitations. He can join different crash courses, different rank improvement batches. He can go for weekly tests. These tests are conducted by some very senior faculties, some very senior educators, some very excellent educators. They specifically designed these tests which can help the learner analyze his or her potential. So as I say, if you want to have the best experience in terms of learning, no platform other than the Unacademy Plus platform. It is one of the best out there, guys, one of the best out there. Every fourth class, this is mandatory for the educators, for educators like me, that every fourth class should be a doubt solving class. Whatever we have taught in the previous 3 classes, there must be a doubt solving session. The 4th class must be a doubt solving class. And guys, remember, English and Hindi will not be going to be an issue, because we will be taking English batches separately, Hindi batches separately. When it comes to free content, there has to be some compromise. Although the Unacademy team emphasizes on taking as much free classes as possible so that the learners can benefit from this. But if you want to have an ultimate experience, and if you are really willing to compete, if you have a competitive spirit, I would personally advise you to go for the Plus subscription. It is an investment which is going to return multifold in your future. आज ये इन्वेस्टमेंट कर दो भैया, भविष्य में आपको ये रिटर्न दे देगा. Because remember guys, I always tell कि सिर्फ पढ़ाई करने से तैयारी नहीं हो जाएगी. कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम की तैयारी करनी है तो सारे एरियाज को कवर करना पड़ेगा. एक पर्टिकुलर प्रॉपर स्ट्रेटेजी के साथ, गाइडेंस के साथ, मोटिवेशन के साथ, टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ, स्किल सेट के साथ तैयारी करनी पड़ेगी. And all those tools are available on the Unacademy Plus platform. So guys, please, if you can afford to make this investment, do make this investment. Your preparation will go to next level. YouTube and special classes are there so that you can have the feel of the educators who are teaching on the Unacademy platform. But you want to make the best out of that, go for the Plus subscription. And now you have one more option. You can even opt for the iconic package, where Unacademy management team will provide you with a personal coach. Yes, a personal coach. I have seen that on the Plus category also, there are various students who are in a batch, like even 200 students in a batch. And sometimes it gets difficult for the students to select the right guidance, right mentor, because there are too many mentors available out there. And everybody is best, everybody is perfect at its game. Everybody knows how to make the students, how to extract that extra from the student. So guys, the Unacademy iconic package is there. In the iconic package, the Unacademy team will be providing you with a personal coach, a personal guide, a personal mentor. This is the highlight of this iconic package. This personal coach will not only help you prepare, will not only help you improve your concepts, will not only guide you which batches to join, which courses to opt for, when to give tests. He will also be planning your entire study curriculum. He will be acting as a study planner. So he is going to be along with you during your entire preparation. And the most important thing, guys, the most important thing, the test series are going to be there, but it is going to be a very personalized test analysis. Because remember, on the Plus platform, there is a possibility of giving tests. But remember, I have told you guys specifically that analyzing that test, that what mistakes we have made, what we have done wrong, how to improve on that, that can only come when we analyze the tests properly, and that can happen on the iconic package like this, because that personal coach is going to do that for you. He is going to analyze everything for you. He is going to give you study booster sessions. What are these study booster sessions? Guys, during the journey of preparation, there are several times when we feel demotivated, when we feel down, when we are not up to that energy levels. At that time, we need a bit of a push. We need that extra from somebody. And through these study booster sessions, your personal coach will be doing that. Not only your personal coach, he will also be guiding you that you should be joining a particular study booster session provided by some expert. But remember, all these can happen under the iconic package also. And the last but the best thing, preparatory study materials. I have seen students roaming here and there with study material, whether I should go for that or for that, from whether I should be practicing question from this booklet or from that booklet or from this practice book or from this previous year or that previous year. Now you will not have to worry about anything. Some of the senior faculties, the senior educators on the Unacademy platform, they have developed some excellent study materials specifically for the examinations that you are preparing for. With the help of these study materials, you can directly target those areas where that educator want you to target, want you to concentrate. So guys, these are the two packages, subscription packages provided by the Unacademy. YouTube and special classes are there so that educators can make the most out of. It is free for everybody. But if you want to invest in yourself, if you want to go that bit extra in your competitive spirit, in your preparation, you should definitely go for either the Plus subscription or the iconic subscription. I would emphasize on the iconic subscription more, because then, guys, remember, it is like a trainer in the gym. You all might have visited gym. A facility of a personal trainer, a PT, makes a world of a difference. He's always behind you, knocking you, nicking you. Do this much sets, do this much reps. If you miss the gym, he gives you a call. Where are you? So that extra can happen only on the iconic platform, iconic subscription. So guys, let me just share you a bit of information regarding the prices. Guys, if you will go check out the Unacademy app, you will find that these subscriptions can be availed in different durations. You can either opt for a single month, 3-month package, 6-month, 12-month, 18-month, 24-month package. You know what happens? If you choose a 12-month package, the per month cost will be somewhere around 2,269 rupees for the Plus package for GATE and ESE category. But if you will go for the 20-month package, that single month price will go down to 1650. So basically, as you are increasing the duration, the higher package is giving you more value for your bank, for your money. So if, guys, you are interested in the Plus package, the Plus package have respective fees. But guys, let me tell you one thing. If you are willing to go for the Plus subscription, use the referral code MMM10. This is a space where it will ask you referral code. Just simply put the referral code MMM10. And you know what will happen? You will get an instant discount of 10%. instant discount of 10%. Your fees, whatever subscription you opt for, simply go down by 10%. 10% off instantly across any package, whether it is the iconic package which cost you more than 45,000 for 12 months and more than 66,000 for 20 months. Across all the permutation combinations of subscription available on the Unacademy platform, just remember to use the referral code MMM10 and you can fetch a discount of 10%. Whether it is the 12-month package, 18-month package, 24-month package, whether it is the plus subscription or the iconic subscription, whatever fees it will show there, just use the code MMM10 and that fees will go down by 10%. So guys, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. बहुत जरूरी था आप लोगों से ये शेयर करना, because I know that many of the students are preparing with the help of YouTube and the special classes. I will not say that is not enough, but guys, if you can invest in your future, if you have the capacity, you should be doing that, because remember, this is one of the last chance that you have to make the most out of the education in which you have invested 20 to 25 years of your life. Most of us who are preparing here, most of us you are studying here, you guys have invested 25 years of your life into education, and now this is the last chance and you have to extract that bit extra from the education that you have and boost yourself into the stratosphere of career. So if you want to make the most out of this, if you want to thrust yourself into the stratosphere of the career, guys, this is the time to invest. And if you can, go for the iconic package. And if the iconic package is a bit costly, I know it is, you can go for the plus subscription. So whatever criteria you choose, whatever subscription you choose, remember to use the code MMM10. Remember to use the code MMM10. Mote Manish Mishra. Guys, Manish Mishra are my initials. Mote is my physical characteristics. So remember the code Mote Manish Mishra 10 MMM10. Use the code to get instant discount of 10% across all the subscriptions available on the Unacademy app. And guys, you must have seen a video playing in the before the class, the Unacademy combat video. Check out the video. Take the screenshot of this page. A very exciting event for all you guys, those who are preparing. You can benefit from the preparation that you guys are performing. There is a chance to win an Apple MacBook Air as well as an Apple iPad Mini, and 100 top rankers will get 1000 rupees Amazon Ventures. Third prize is an Apple AirPod. Okay, you should be registering before the 13th of December 12 p.m. The enrollment is completely free of cost. So guys, just go check out your Unacademy app and register for the Unacademy Combat. It is only available for mechanical, civil and electrical students. Extremely beneficial, and you can get rewarded also. So check out that. And guys, remember, special classes are absolutely free. But now, if you want to enjoy the special classes, you should be using the referral code to unlock your free plan. Although the special classes on the Unacademy app are completely free, but now you will be using the referral code MMM10 to unlock your free plan. Guys, remember, if you want to watch the free classes on the Unacademy app, remember to use the code MMM10. This will unlock the free experience. Otherwise, you won't be able to see the classes. So MMM10 code works everywhere, a universal code sort of. Okay, share this code with your friends. It is magical. Guys, this is my link on the Unacademy app. You can check out this link and can follow me on the Unacademy app if you haven't, so that you can get the notifications of my classes in the future. This is my Telegram channel. Do join the Telegram channel for daily updates on my classes and the notes and PDF of this class. This is the Unacademy GATE Mechanical PIXE channel where you guys carry on your preparation, make the most out of it. So guys, remember, before thank you, remember, tomorrow 10 a.m. Oh, sorry. Tomorrow 9 a.m. in the morning. क्या है बेटा? Tomorrow 9 a.m. in the morning क्या है? Manufacturing 2020. Manufacturing 2020. Completely free on the Unacademy app. Completely free on the Unacademy app by me. In 20 classes only, in 20 days only, I will be completing the entire manufacturing in a very unique way. With the help of a booklet, having only questions, I will be giving you the entire concepts of manufacturing in 20 days time within a time span of only 40 hours. That is 120 minutes daily. 9 से 11, 9 to 11 कल मिलेंगे दोस्तों. From 9 to 11 we will be studying manufacturing 2020 completely free on the Unacademy app, special class category. Guys, up until then, remember to like, share and subscribe, and thank you all for watching this video. I will be sharing the schedule. Let me just show you the schedule. This is the schedule of manufacturing 2020. Tomorrow 10th of December at 9 a.m. I will be starting with casting. Do not miss this class. Be on time. I will see you all tomorrow. तब तक के लिए टाटा बाय बाय गुड बाय. I hope this session was beneficial for you. Tomorrow we will be completing queuing model on YouTube, and in the morning I will be starting casting in the manufacturing 2020 series on the special class completely free. Share this information with your friends and fellow learners. Bye bye guys.
It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging GATE contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
where you put your knowledge to test.
and battle it out with the best.
To bring out the best in you,
Unacademy Combat is the most competitive, gamified contest for GATE till date, with the best of the questions by best educators.
With detailed video solutions from top educators right after each contest.
Combat live with peers to get real-time rankings and win big.
participate in every contest to improve your ratings.
Challenging contests every fortnight or alternate Sunday. Live ranking after every question. Big rewards for top rankers. Your passion to crack GATE deserves this. Your hard work towards your dream deserves this. Fuel your inner fire for the ultimate GATE challenge. Unacademy Combat. Register now.